Heads. 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 Heads.
There is an art in the making of suspense,
Heads.
although it can be done by luck alone,
76 low.
if that's the word I'm looking for.
Heads.
A weaker man would be moved to re-examine his fate, if in nothing else, and at least in the law of probability.
Heads.
The law of probability, it has strangely been asserted, has something to do with the proposition that if six monkeys were...
Game.
Are they?
Are you?
Gang. The law of averages, if I have this correct, means that if 6 monkeys were tossed into the air for long enough, they'd land on their tails about as often as they would land on their heads. Which doesn't strike one as a particularly comforting speculation in either sense. Even without the monkeys, I mean, you wouldn't bet on it. I mean, I would, but you wouldn't.
Heads.
Would you?
Heads. It's getting to be a bit of a bore, isn't it?
A bore?
Well,
What about the suspense?
what suspense?
It must be the law of diminishing returns. Yes, I feel the spell about to be broken. Well, it wasn't even chance if I had my calculations right.
85 in a row, beating the
Oh,
record.
don't be absurd.
Easily.
Is that all? Is that it then?
What?
A new record. Is that as far as you're prepared to go?
Well, you spun them yourself.
No questions, not even a pause?
Well, I won't deny.
And if you'd lost? If they came down against you? 85 times in a row? Just like that?
85 in a row, tails.
Yes. What would you think?
Well, I'd have a good look at your coins for a start.
I'm relieved. At least we can rely on self-interest as a predictable factor. It's just your capacity for trust made me wonder if perhaps only you touch. We have been spinning coins together since. This is not the first time we have spun coins.
Oh no, we've been spinning coins for as long as I can remember.
And how long is that?
I forget. Mind you, 85 times.
Yes.
It'll take some beating, I imagine.
Is that what you imagine? Is that it? No fear?
Fear?
Fear the crap that might flood your brain with light!
Heads. Heads. I'm afraid.
So am I.
I'm afraid it isn't your day.
I'm afraid it is.
89.
It must be indicative of something, despite the redistribution of wealth. List of possible explanations. 1. Unwilling. Inside, where nothing shows, I am the essence of a man spinning double-headed coins, betting against himself in private atonement for an unremembered past.
Heads.
2. Time has stopped dead, and the single experience of one coin being tossed once has repeated itself 90 times over. On the whole, doubtful. 3. Divine intervention, that is to say, a good turn from above concerning him, cf. Israel's children, or retribution from above concerning me, cf. Lot's wife. 4. A spectacular vindication on the theory that each coin, spun individually, is likely to come down heads as it is tails, and therefore should cause no surprise each individual time it does.
I've never known anything like it.
And the syllogism. 1. He's never known anything like it. 2. He has never known anything to write home about. 3. There is nothing to write home about. Home. What's the first thing you remember?
Oh, the first thing that comes to my head, you mean?
No. The first thing you remember.
Oh, it's gone. It was a long time ago.
You don't seem to get my meaning. What is the first thing after all the other things you have forgotten?
Oh, I see. I've forgotten the question.
Are you happy?
What?
Contented, at ease?
I suppose so.
Well, what do you want to do now?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I have no desires. None. It was a man, messenger, that's right, it was sent for. Syllogism the second, probability is a factor that acts within natural forces. 2, probability is not acting as a factor. 3, we are now within unsub or supernatural forces. Discuss! Not too heatedly.
What's the matter with you today?
The scientific approach to any phenomena is a pure barrier against the pure emotion of fear. Keep that hold, continue while there's still time. Now, to counter the previous syllogism. Hold me closer now, I prove your comfort. If we postulate, and we just have, that within unsolvable supernatural forces, the probability is that the law of probability will not act as a factor. In which case, we can take it that the probability of the first part will not act as a factor. And then we can say that the law of probability will act as a factor within unsolvable supernatural forces. In all probability, that is. Which is a great relief to me personally. Which is all very well, except we have been tossing coins since I don't remember when, and in all that time, if it is all that time, I don't suppose either one of us has ended up 1 or 2 gold pieces ahead of the other, which I hope you don't find surprising, because the very fact of its unsurprisingness is something that I'm trying to keep grim. The equanimity for your average tosses of coins is dependent upon the laws, or other tendencies, or should I say probability, or in any case mathematically calculable chance, which ensures he doesn't upset himself by losing too much, nor upset his partner by winning too often. This made for a kind of confidence, a kind of harmony. It related the fortuitous and the ordained into a reassuring union that we refer to as nature. The sun went up about as often as it went down in the long run, and the coins came up heads about as often as they did tails. Then we were sent for. There was a messenger. 92 coins spun consecutively have come down heads 92 consecutive times. And for the past 3 minutes on the wind of a windless day, I've been hearing the sounds of drums and flute.
Another curious scientific phenomenon is the fact that the fingernails go after death. As does the beard.
What?
The beard!
But you're not dead.
I didn't say they started to go after death. The fingernails also grow before birth, but not the beard.
What?
The beard! What's the matter with you? The toenails, on the other hand, they never grow at all.
The toenails, on the other hand, never grow at all.
Do they? It's a funny thing. I cut my fingernails all the time, and every time I think to cut them, they need cutting. Now, for instance. And yet, to the best of my knowledge, do I ever cut my toenails? They ought to be curled under my feet by now, but it doesn't happen. Perhaps I cut them absent-mindedly when I'm thinking of something else.
What's the first thing you remember this morning?
I woke up, I suppose. Oh, that man, that foreigner. He woke us up.
A messenger.
That's it. That's it. Pale sky before dawn. Man standing on a saddle. Shouts. What's all the row about? We said clear off. But then he called her name.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yes.
That's why we were sent for.
It was urgent.
It was urgent, yes. It was a royal summons, his very words. Official business and no questions asked. Lights in the stable yard, not headlong and not foot across the line. Our guides outstripped and breakneck pursuit of our duty. And fearful lest we come too late.
Too late for what?
How do I know we haven't got there yet?
Then what are we doing here, I ask?
You may well ask.
We'd better get on.
You may well think.
We'd better get on.
On where?
Forward,
Which way did we? Which way do we?
I practically started from scratch. There was a man standing on a saddle, banging on our shutters, calling our names in a certain dawn, a new record of heads and tails. We have not been picked out, simply to be settlers, abandoned to find our own way. We're entitled to some direction, I would have thought.
I said.
What?
I thought I heard music.
Yes.
Sounded like a band.
Yes.
Nah, couldn't have been real.
The colours blue, red, and green are real. The colour yellow is a mystical experience shared by us all. Demolish. Excuse me.
Be thunder, like a band.
A man journeying from one place to another. At a third place of no particular population, character, or significance, he sees a unicorn cross his path and disappear. This in itself is startling, except there are precedents for mystical encounters of various kinds, or to be less extreme, a certain set of persuasion put it down to a fancy until, my God, says the second man, I must be dreaming. I just thought I saw a unicorn. At which point a new dimension is added, which makes the experience as startling as it ever will be. A third witness, you see, would add no new dimension, just spread it thinner. A fourth one still. And the more witnesses there are, the thinner it gets, and the more reasonable it becomes, until it is as sin as reality itself, the name we give common experience. Look, look, recites the crowd. A horse with an arrow in its head. It must have been mistaken all along for a deer.
You all along it was a band? Here they come!
You all along it was a band. Sorry, Mr. Unicorn. It would have been nice to have unicorns
must hope so. But to meet two gentlemen on the road, we would not hope to meet them off it.
No.
Well met, in fact, and just in time.
Why is that?
Why, we grow rusty, and you catch us at the very point of decadence. By this time tomorrow night, we might have forgotten everything we ever knew. That's the thought, isn't it? We'd be right back where we started, improvising.
Tumblers, are you?
We can give you a tumble if that's your taste. And times being what they are, otherwise, for a jingle of coin, we can do you a selection of gory romances, full of fine cadence and corpses, pirated from the Italian. And it doesn't take much to make a jingle, even a single coin has music in it. Tragedians at your command.
Oh, my name is Guildenstern, and this is Rosencrantz. I'm sorry, he's Guildenstern and I'm Rosencrantz.
Pleasure. We've played to bigger, of course, but quality counts for something. I recognized you at once.
And who are we?
As fellow artistes.
I thought we were gentlemen.
For some of us it is performance, for others patronage. There are two sides of the same coin. Or being as there are so many of us, the same side of two coins! Don't clamour too loudly. It's a very old world.
Well, what's your line then?
Tragedy, sir. Deaths and disclosures, universal and particular. Denouement, both unexpected and inexorable. Transvestite melodrama on all levels, in the clue suggest. We transport you into a world of intrigue and illusion. Clowns, if you like. Murderers. We can do you ghosts and battles on the skirmish level. Heroes, villains, tormented lovers. Set pieces in the poetic vein. We can do you rapiers or rape or both, by all means. Famous wives and ravished virgins. Flagrant, delicte, a prize. But that comes under realism, for which there are special terms. Getting warm, am I?
Well, I don't know.
It costs little to watch, and little more if you happen to get caught up in the action, if that's your taste. And times being what they are.
And what are they?
Indifferent.
Bad.
Wicked. Now, what precisely is your pleasure? Gentlemen, disport yourselves. There. See anything you like?
What do they do?
Let your imagination run riot. They are beyond surprise.
And how much?
To take part.
To watch.
To watch what?
Oh, private performance.
How private?
Well, there's only two of us, is that enough?
For an audience, disappointing. But for voyeurs, about average.
Well, what's the difference then?
10 guilders.
10 guilders?
I mean 8.
Together?
Each. I don't think you understand.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying. 7.
Where have you been?
Roundabout. A nest of children carries the custom of the town. But they cannot possibly match our repertoire. We will stoop to anything, if that's your bent.
They'll go on.
There's one board every minute. Onward.
Where are you going?
Home, sir.
From where?
Home. We are traveling people. We take our chances where we find them.
It was chance then.
Chance?
You found us.
Oh,
You were looking?
oh no.
Chance then.
Oh. Or fate.
Yours or ours?
Well, it could hardly have been one without the other.
Fate.
Oh, yes, we have no control.
Perhaps I could use my influence.
At the tavern?
I would say I have some influence.
Oh, would you say so now?
I have influence yet.
Yet what?
I have influence! You were saying before about being caught up in the action.
I did! You're quicker than your friend. Now, for a handful of guilders, I happen to have a very private and uncut performance of the rape of the 7 women. Or rather, woman. Well, actually it's Alfred. Get that dress on, Alfred! And if you can participate, take either part, or both pretend, with encores. Get the dress off, Alfred!
It could have been. It didn't have to be obscene. It could have been a bird dropping bright feathered out of season onto my shoulder. It could have been a tongueless dwarf standing by the side of the road to point the way. I was prepared. But it's this, is it? No enigma, no dignity, nothing contemptuous, classical, just this. A comic pornographer and a rabble of prostitutes.
Well, you should have let us in better times. We were purists then. Onward!
Excuse me! You're not exclusively players, are you?
No, sir. We're inclusively players.
So, you give exhibitions?
Performances, sir.
That's right, there's more money in that, of course.
There's more trade, sir.
Times being what they are,
Yes.
it's different.
Completely.
I mean, I've heard of, but I've never actually.
No, I'm sure you have.
I mean, what exactly do you do?
We keep to our usual stuff, more or less, only inside out. We do on stage the things that are supposed to happen off, which is kind of an integrity, really. You look on every exit as being an entrance somewhere else.
Well, I'm not the type of man who would. But no, don't hurry up. Sit down. Tell us about some of the things people ask you to do.
Oh. Come on.
Oh, all right then. All right. I wouldn't mind seeing something of the kind. What will you do for that?
What do you think you're playing at?
Disgusting! I report you to the authorities. I know your game, all right. It's all filth. You make me sick.
Do you like a bet?
What sort of a bet did you have in mind?
Double or quits?
Well, heads.
Very good. Again, evens. Heads. And I win. Your turn.
Heads.
Heads.
Tails.
Heads I win.
No.
You're right, it was heads. Heads I win.
No.
And right again. Heads I win.
No.
Would you believe it? I tell you what. Bet you the year of my birth doubled is an odd number.
Your birth?
If you don't trust me, don't bet with me.
Would you trust moi?
You bet moi then.
My birth.
Odds you win.
You're on.
Good. Your date of birth doubles. Evens I win. Odds you lose.
We have no money.
Then what do you have? Was it for this?
It's the best we've got.
Times are bad indeed. The very air stinks! Come here, Alfred. Come here. Alfred, do you lose often? Then what do you have left to lose?
Nothing, sir.
Alfred, do you like being an actor?
No, sir.
You and me, Alfred. We could set a dramatic precedent here that many Alfred, this is our way to fill the theatres of Europe.
Alfred!
Do you know any good plays?
Exhibition!
You call yourself actors?
Oh, well, we are. But there hasn't been much call for that lately.
You're lost. One of the Greeks, perhaps. You're familiar with the tragedies of Antigone. The great homicidal classics, Patri, Uori, Siroxy, and it goes without saying...
Saucy!
Suicidal. Maidens aspiring to Godhead.
And vice versa.
Your type of thing, is it?
Well, no, I can't say it is, really. We're more of the blood, love, and rhetoric school. Rhetoric.
I'll leave the choice to you. That is, if there is a choice.
They're hardly divisible, sir. Well, I could do you blood and love without the rhetoric, and I can do you rhetoric and blood without the love, and I can do you all three concurrent or consecutive, but I cannot possibly manage love and rhetoric without the blood. Blood is compulsory. They are all blood, you see.
Is that what the people want?
It is what we do.
Thank you, Alfred. We'll let you know.
Well, have a look at 38 downstairs, gentlemen.
One of your positions. One of your tableaux.
No, sir. Quickly, costume.
Well, aren't you going to get into costume?
I never change out of it, sir.
Always in character.
That's correct.
Well, aren't you going to come on?
I am on.
You can't come on if you are on, can you?
I start on.
But it hasn't started. Go on. We'll look out for you.
I'll give you away.
Excuse me. Oh, move on.
Come on.
I say that was lucky.
What?
It was tails.
Come on.
My lord, I've been so frightened.
What in the name of...
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet with his doublet all unbraced, no hat upon his head, with stockings foul and ungartered and down up to his ankle, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous and perfect as if he'd been loosed out of hell. To speak of horrors comes before me mad. I do not know, but truly I do fear it. He took me by the wrist and held me hard down, then goes into the length of all his arms, and with his other hand serving his brow, he falls to such a perusal of my face as they were drawing. Long stayed he so. At last a little shaking of my arm, and thrice his head waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound, and it seemed to shatter all his bulk and end his being. So he lets me go. And with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes. For out of doors he went without their helps, and to the last bended their light on me. Did repel his letters and refuse his access.
Come on. Oh.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, that we did much long to see you, the need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something you've heard of Hamlet's transformation, I so call it, since nor the exterior nor the inward man resembles that it was, what it should be, more than his father's death, that thus has put him so much from the understanding of himself that I cannot dream of. I entreat you both that, being as so young days brought up with him, and since so neighbor to his youth and behavior, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court some little time, so by your companies to draw him on to pleasures and gather so much as from occasion, you may glean whether aught to us unknown afflicts him. Thus, that opened lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, he hath much talked of you, and sure I am 2 men there is not living to whom he more adheres. If it would please you to show us so much gentry and goodwill as to expand your time with us a while, for the supply and profit of our home, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Forth, your majesties, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
We both obey, and here give up ourselves in the full bent, to freely lay our services at your feet, to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz, and I beseech you to visit my too much changed son. Go, gentlemen, to where Hamlet is.
Heaven may our presence and our practices be both pleasurable and helpful to him.
Yea.
My lord, I have news for you. The ambassadors from Norway, my good lord, have joyously returned.
Thou still hast been the father of good news.
Have I, my lord? Assure you, my good liege, I hold my duty, and I hold my soul. Oh, my God, to my most gracious king, and I do think, or else this brain of mine hunts not the trail of policy so sure as it hath used to do. And I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Would you speak of that? That do I long to hear.
Give first admittance to the ambassadors, my lord.
Oh, I want to go home.
Don't let them confuse you.
I'm out of my step.
Soon we'll be high and dry.
I'm out of my step.
Fire.
What are you doing, Dad? What are you doing, Dad?
Then we'll be home and high and dry. Tell me, has it ever happened to you that for all of a sudden, for no particular reason at all, you find that you can't spell the word house? Or what? Because when you write it down, you can't ever remember having seen it written down in that order before?
I remember.
Yes.
I remember when there were no questions.
There was always questions. To exchange one set for another is no great matter.
Answers, yes, the answers to everything.
You've forgotten.
I've forgotten. How are you to remember my own name? And yours? Oh, yes, there was no questions about it. People knew who I was, and if they didn't, they'd ask, and I'd tell them.
You did. The problem is that our names have always been plausible without being instinctive. You've lived your life so close to the truth that it has become a permanent blur in the corner of your eye. And when something pushes it into outline, it's like being ambushed by a grotesque. A man standing on his saddle in the half-lit, half-alive dawn, banging on the shutters and calling two names. He was just a hat and cloak levitating in the great plume of his own breath. But when he called those names, we came. That much is for certain. We came.
Well, I don't care one way or the other. So why don't you make up your mind?
We can't afford to be quite so arbitrary. Nor have we come all this way for a christening. All that preceded us. But comparatively, we're fortunate. We could have been left to sift the whole field of human nomenclature like two blind men looting a bazaar with their own portraits. At least we're presented with alternatives.
Well, as from now
But
on,
no choice.
you made me look ridiculous in that.
I look just as ridiculous as you did.
Consistency's all I ask.
Give us this day our daily mask.
I want to go home. Which way did we? Which way did we go? I've lost my sense of direction.
The only beginning is birth, and the only end is death. If we can't count on that, then what can we count on?
We don't owe anything to anyone.
We've been caught out. Your simplest move sets off another somewhere else, and it's set off fired. Keep an eye open and ear cocked. Tread warily, follow instructions, we'll be all right.
For how long?
Until events have played themselves out. There's a logic at work. It's all done for you. Relax. Go with it. Don't worry. It's like being taken by the hand and led, like being a child again. Even without the innocence, a child.
Yes.
It's like getting a prize. An extra slice of childhood when you least expected it, as a prize for being good. Or compensation for never having had one. I'm trying to completely think myself.
No. What have we got to go on?
We have been briefed. Hamlet's transformation, what do you recollect?
Well, it's changed, hasn't he? Exterior and inward man fails to resemble
Clean water flips in, draw him onto pleasure.
something more than mother's death.
He's always talking about us. There aren't two people alive who he dotes on more than us.
We cheer him up. He's gleaning on the pizza.
Exactly.
Find out what's the matter.
Exactly. It's just a matter of asking the right questions, giving away as little as possible. It's a game.
And then we can go.
And receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Well, I like the sound of that. What do you think he means by remembrance?
He doesn't forget his friend.
We just can't estimate.
Well, it's hard to say, really. Some kings tend to be amnesiac. The others, I suppose, the opposite, whatever that is.
Yes, but
Elephantine.
not how long, how much?
Retentive. He's a retentive king. A royal retainer.
What are you playing at?
Words. Words! They're all we have to go on.
Shouldn't we be doing something more constructive?
What do you suggest? A short, blunt human pyramid?
Well, we could go after him.
Why? They've got his place now. If we chase off after him, we'll just be chasing each other all night.
Oh, very intriguing. I feel like a spectator. Ugh! What an appalling prospect to be sitting down there. I mean to say, the only thing that makes it believable is the irrational belief that somebody interesting will come on in a moment.
Does anyone? Do you see anyone interesting?
No, you.
No. What a fine persecution. To be kept intrigued without ever quite being enlightened. We've had no practice.
We could play questions.
Oh, yes. And what good would that do?
Practice.
Statement 1, love.
Cheating!
How?
Oh, I hadn't started yet.
Statement 2, love.
Are you counting that?
What?
Are you counting that?
Found no repetition, 3 love, first game. Yeah.
I'm not going to play with you.
Who's served? Found no breath, 1 love.
Who's go?
Why?
Why not?
What for?
Foul, no cinnamons, what all?
What in God's name is going on?
Foul, no rhetoric to what?
What's it all add up to?
Can't you guess?
Were you addressing me?
Is there anyone else?
Who?
How would I know?
Why do you ask?
Are you serious?
Was that rhetoric?
No.
Statement 2 all.
That's all I told you today.
Wait.
What?
Are you dead?
Am I dead?
Yes or no?
Is there a choice?
Is there a God?
Foul, no certificates for you too. 1 game all.
What's your name?
What's yours?
I asked first.
Statement, 1 love.
What's your name when you're at home?
What's yours?
When I'm at home?
Is it different at home?
What home?
Haven't you got one?
Why do you ask?
What are you playing at?
What is your name?
Repetition!
Who do you think you are?
Where's it going to end?
That's the question.
It's all questions.
Do you think it matters?
Does it matter to you?
Why should it matter?
What does it matter why?
Doesn't it matter why it matters?
What's the matter with
It
you?
doesn't matter.
What are the rules?
What's the game? You answered your name. You answered your name. How was that?
Clever.
Natural?
Instinctive.
Have you got it in your head now?
I take my hat off to you.
Shake hands.
Now I'll try you, Gil.
No, not yet. Catch me unawares.
Ready?
Oh, don't be stupid. Guildenstern!
What?
Oh, consistency's all I ask.
Mortality is all I think.
Give us this day our daily week.
Who was that?
Didn't you know him?
He didn't know me.
He didn't see you.
I didn't see him.
We shall see. He's changed. I hardly recognized him.
You could see that.
Transformed.
I see.
Inside and out.
He's changed.
I could see that. Glean what afflicts him.
Me?
Him.
How?
Question and answers. Old ways are the best ways.
He's afflicted.
No. You question, I'll answer.
He's not on soft, you know.
No, I'm him, you see.
And who am I then?
You're yourself.
And he's you.
Not a bit of it.
Are you afflicted?
That's it. Are you ready?
Let's go back a bit.
I'm afflicted.
Right.
Gleaning what afflicts me.
I see.
Question and answers.
How should I begin?
By addressing me.
My dear Guildenstern.
You've forgotten, haven't you?
My dear Rosencrantz.
You don't seem to be getting my meaning, do you? What were your in which I answer for him and you ask the questions.
Right.
You know what to do.
What?
Are you stupid?
Am I dead?
Oh, God, not now.
Stephen!
Not now! If I had any doubts or other hopes had been dispelled, what could we possibly have in common except our situation?
Well, shall we go then?
Why?
I've got it! You mean you pretend to be him and I ask you the questions? Get me confused now.
See, I did.
How should I begin?
By addressing me.
My honoured lord.
My dear Rosencrantz.
Am I pretending to be you then?
Not a bit of it. Shall we continue?
Questions and answers?
Right.
Right. My honoured lord.
My dear fellow.
How are you?
Afflicted.
Really? In what way?
Transformed.
Inside or out?
Both.
I see. Not much new there.
Perhaps you should delve a bit. Pro. Establish a background.
So, your uncle is the king of Denmark.
And my father before him.
And his father before him.
No, my father before him.
But surely,
You might well ask.
let me get this straight. Your father was king. You're his only son. Your father dies. You're of age, and your uncle becomes king.
Yes.
Unorthodox.
Undid
Undeniable. Where were
me.
you?
In Germany.
Usurpation, then?
He slipped in.
Which reminds me.
Yes, it would.
I don't want to be personal.
Oh, it's common knowledge.
But your mother's married.
He slipped in.
His body was still
So
warm.
was hers.
Extraordinary.
Indecent.
Hasty.
Suspicious.
Makes you think.
Don't think I haven't thought about
Was
it.
the husband younger
They
brother?
were close.
She went to him.
Too close.
Oh, God.
It looks bad.
It adds up.
Incest to adultery.
Would you go so far?
Never.
To sum up, your father, whom you love, dies. You are his only heir. You come back to find out he was a corpse cold before his younger brother popped onto his throne and into his sheets, thereby offending both legal and natural practices. Now, why are you behaving in this extraordinary manner?
I can't possibly imagine why. But it's all common knowledge. Everybody knows. And he did call, and we did come.
I say,
What?
I heard music.
We're here.
Sounded like that band.
Rosencrantz.
What?
Guildenstern.
What?
Oh, don't you discriminate at all! He's there.
Who?
There!
Yes.
What's he doing?
Talking.
To himself? Is he alone?
No, it's not by himself. He's coming this way. Should we go?
Why, we're marked now.
You yourself, sir, should be as old as I am if like a crab. You could walk backwards.
This be madness. Yet there is method in it. Will you walk out of there, my lord?
Into my grave!
Indeed. That is out of the air. How pregnant sometimes his replies are. A happiness that often madness hits on. Which reason and sanity could not so prosperously be delivered of. I will leave him, and suddenly contrive the means of meeting between him and my daughter. My honorable lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you. My lord.
You cannot take anything from me that I will more willingly part without. Except my life. Except my life. Except my life.
Fare you well, my lord. You go to seek Lord Hamlet? Well, there he is!
Oh, God bless you, son.
Lord Hamlet!
Lord Hamlet!
Lord Hamlet!
Lord Hamlet!
My dear Lord Hamlet!
Lord Hamlet! Lord Hamlet! Lord Hamlet! Lord Hamlet!
Lord Hamlet!
Lord
Lord Hamlet!
Lord Hamlet! Ah!
My excellent good friend, Guildenstern. Rosencrantz! How do you both?
What's my lord?
In this more than natural, if philosophy could find it out.
There are the players, my lord.
Gentlemen, you are welcome to Elsinore. Come then, your hands, the appurtenance of wealth is fashion and ceremony. They can comply with you in this garb, lest my extent to the pledge which must show fairly outwards should more appear like entertainment than yours. That's my aunt, mother, and uncle, father deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am mad! North, northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw. Let me with you, gentlemen. Now, Phew Guildenstern, and you two each year and year. That great baby you see over there is not yet at least swaddling clouds.
My lord, I have news for you.
My lord. News for you. The music wasn't actually Tom.
The actors, my lord, are come hither.
Yes.
What?
I thought you.
No. I think we can say we made some ground there.
You think so?
I think we can say so, yes.
I think we can say he made us look ridiculous.
Oh, we played it close to the chest, of course.
Questions and answers, old ways are the best ways. You are scoring on us all down the
He
line.
might have caught us on the wrong foot once or twice, perhaps, but I think we can say we made some headway.
Murdered us.
He might have had the edge.
27-3. He might have had the edge. He murdered us.
What about our evasions?
Oh, our evasions were lovely. 1, 2, 7, 4. Oh, we were there. I didn't know where to put myself.
He had 6 rhetorical.
6 rhetoricals and 2 repetition, leaving 19 of which we answered 15. And what did we get in return? He's depressed. Denmark's a prison, and he'd rather live in a nutshell. Some shadow play about the nature of a bishop, which never got down to cases. And finally, one question, which might have led somewhere, and led back to his illuminating claim to tell a hawk from a handsaw.
When the wind is southerly,
And when the weather's clear,
and when it isn't, he can't.
he's at the mercy of elements. Is that a southerly?
Does it look southerly? What made you think so?
I didn't say I think so. Could be a northerly blow, I know.
I wouldn't have thought so.
But if you're going to be so dogmatic,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. According to a rough map, we came in from roughly south.
so which way did we come in, roughly?
Well, if it was morning, the sun would be in the east. I think we can assume that.
But it's morning.
If it was, and the sun was, say, over there, then that would be northerly. On the other hand, if the sun was over here and it wasn't morning, that would still be northerly. To put it another way, if it was morning and we came in from southerly, the sun would be over there. But if the sun was over here, then it was afternoon.
Why don't you go and have a look?
Is that all you have to offer? You seem to have no conception of where we stand. You won't find the answer written down for you in the bowl of a compass, I can tell you that. Besides, it's hard to tell this far north, it's probably dark out there.
I'm merely suggesting that the position of the sun, if it was up, would give you a rough idea of the time. Alternatively, the clock, if it's going, would give you a rough idea of the position of the sun. I forget which you're trying to establish.
I'm trying to establish the direction of the wind.
There is no wind. Draught, yes.
In that case, its origin, track it to its source, which might give us a reference of south, which might give us a reference of which way we came in for further reference.
It's coming up through the floor. That can't be south.
It's not the direction. Why don't you lick your toe and wave it round a bit?
I think you'll have to lick it for me.
I'm prepared, not the whole matter.
I'll lick yours, of course. I'll be waving it
Oh,
around.
what in God's name's the matter with you? Somebody might come in. It's what we're depending upon ultimately.
Perhaps they've travelled each other to death in the rush to get on. Shout something out. Intrigue them.
No. Wheels have been set in motion, and they have their own pace to which we are condemned. Each move is preceded by the following one. That is the meaning of order. If we start being arbitrary, it will just be a shambles. Well, at least let us hope so, because if we happen, just happen to discover or even suspect that our spontaneity had something to do with their order, we'd truly be lost. There was a Chinese man of the Qing dynasty, and by which case a philosopher, who dreamt once that he was a butterfly. And from that moment on, he was never quite sure that he was not a butterfly dreaming he was a Chinese philosopher. Envied him in his twofold security.
It's all right, I'm only demonstrating the misuse of free speech. Prove that it exists. Not a move. They should be all burnt in their chairs by now.
What was it?
What?
Heads or tails?
I didn't look.
Yes, you did.
Did I? Oh, it rings a bell.
What is the last thing you remember?
I don't wish to be reminded of it.
We burn our bridges behind us, with nothing to show for the memory except maybe the smell of smoke in our nostrils and the presumption that once our eyes watered.
No. Double block.
Come, madam.
Follow him, friends. We'll hear a play tomorrow night. Dost thou hear the old drink? Can you play the murder of Gonzaga?
I don't know.
We'll have it tomorrow night. Could you not, for a need, study a speech of some 12 or 16 lines, which I will write down? Miss 30. Could you not?
I don't know.
Oh, very well now. Follow that lord, and look you mock not. Gentlemen, I'll leave you till tonight. You are welcome to Elsie.
Goodbye, Lord.
So, you've caught up.
Not yet!
Now mind your tongue, or we'll have it out and throw the rest of you away like a nightingale at a Roman feast.
Took the very words out of my mouth.
You'd be lost for words.
You'd be tongue-tied.
Like a mute in a monologue.
Like a nightingale at a Roman feast.
Your diction will go to pieces.
Your lines will be cut.
To dumb show.
And dramatic
You'll
pauses.
never find your tongue.
Lick your lips.
Taste your tears.
Or your breakfast.
You won't know the difference.
There won't be any.
We'll take the very words out of your mouth.
So have you caught up?
So have you caught up.
Not yet! You left us.
Oh, that's right. You performed a dramatic spectacle on the way. I'm sorry we had to miss it.
We can't look each other in the face. You don't understand the humiliation of it. To be tricked out of the single assumption that makes our existence viable. That somebody is watching. in clothes that nobody ever wore, speaking as no man ever spoke, swearing, loving wigs and rhymed couplets, killing each other with wooden swords, hollow protestations of faith, hurled after empty promises of vengeance, and every gesture, every pose, vanishing into the thin, unpopulated air. We ransomed our dignity to the clouds, and the uncomprehending birds listened. Don't you see? We're actors. We are the opposite of people. Think now in your heads. Think of the most private, the most secret, the most intimate thing you have ever done. Secure in the knowledge of its privacy. Are you thinking of it? Well, I saw you do it! Oh, you never! Well, we pledged our identities, secure in the conventions of our trade, that someone would be watching. And then, gradually, nobody was. We were caught high and dry. It wasn't until the murderer's long soliloquy that we were able to look around at ourselves, frozen as we were in profile. Our eyes searched you out, first confidently, then hesitantly, then desperately, as every patch of turf, every log, every exposed corner in every direction proved to be uninhabited. And all the while, the murderous king addressed the horizon with his dreary, interminable guilt. Our heads began to move, wary as lizards. The corpse of unsullied Rosalinda peeped between his fingers, and the king faltered. Even then, habit and a stubborn trust that our audience spied upon us from behind the nearest bush forced our bodies to blunder on long after they had been emptied of meaning, until, like runaway carts, we just dragged to a halt. Nobody came forward. Nobody shouted at us. The silence was all around us. It imposed itself upon us. Oh, it was insane! We took off our hats and our swords and our cloaks of gold and moved silently along the road to Elsinore.
Greatly regretted. Oh, if these eyes could weep! A bit strong on metaphor, mind you. That's not a criticism. beach, isn't it? Well, let's say we've made up for it, because you know, no doubt, whom to thank for your appointment at the court this evening.
Black counting on you. You are the pleasures we draw onto him. And by that I don't mean your usual filth. You can't treat royalty like normal people, the normal perverted desires. They know nothing of that, and you know nothing of them to your mutual survival. So give them a good, clean show, one suitable for all the family. But you can rest assured you'll be playing the tavern tonight.
Or the night after.
Or not!
We already have an entry here. We always have had.
You've played for him before.
Yes, sir.
What's his bet?
Classical.
Saucy?
What are you going to play?
The murder of Gonzaga.
Full of fine cadence and corpses?
I pirati italiani.
What's it about?
It's about king and queen.
Oh, escapism, what else?
Love.
The rhetoric.
Yes.
And where do you think you're going?
I can come and go as I please.
You're obviously a woman who knows the way around.
I've been before.
We're still finding our feet.
Well, I would concentrate on trying not to use your heads.
Did you speak from knowledge?
President.
You've been here before.
And I know which way the wind is blowing.
Operating on two levels, are we? Clever. I suppose it comes natural to you being in the business and all. Well, let's say we treasure your company, for want of any other. You see, we're left so much to our own devices that one welcomes the uncertainty of being left to another person's.
Uncertainty? Uncertainty is the normal state. You are nobody special.
But for God's sake, what are we supposed to do?
God, relax! Respond. You can't go through life questioning your situation at every turn.
What's going on? Or what to do with ourselves. We do not know how to act.
Just act natural. You know why you're here, at least.
We only know what we're told. As little as that is. And for all we know, it isn't even true.
For all anyone knows, nothing is. The truth is only that which is taken to be true. Everything has to be taken on trust. It's the currency of living. There may be nothing behind it, but it doesn't matter so long as it is honoured. One acts on assumptions. What do you assume?
Well, Hamlet's not himself. The exterior and inward man. For example, we have to clean what afflicts them.
Yes, he doesn't give away much.
Well, who does nowadays?
He's melancholy.
Melancholy?
Mad?
How is he mad?
How is he mad?
Perhaps more morose than mad.
Melancholy, idiot.
Moody.
He has moods.
Of moroseness?
Of madness, and yet,
Quite.
for instance,
He talks to himself, which might be madness,
if he didn't talk sense, which he does.
which would suggest the opposite.
Of what?
I think I have it. A man talking sense to himself is no madder than a man talking nonsense not to himself.
Or just as mad.
Or just as
As
mad.
he does both.
So there you have it.
Dark, great, insane.
Why?
Why?
Exactly.
Exactly what?
Exactly why?
Exactly why what?
What?
Why?
Why what exactly?
Why is he mad?
I don't know.
The old man thinks he's in love with his daughter.
Oh, that's-
Good God, my hands about that's it.
No, he hasn't got a daughter. The old man thinks he's in love with his daughter.
The old man is.
Hamlet, in love with the old man's daughter. The old man thinks.
Ah, it's beginning to make sense. Unrequited passion.
Nobody leaves this room! Without a very good reason, of course.
And why not?
All this strolling about is getting too arbitrary by heart. I'm rapidly beginning to lose my grip. For now on, reason will prevail.
I have lines to learn.
Pass.
remember.
Oh, that coin.
I don't know how I did it.
It must come natural to you.
I'm a real showstopper here.
Do it again.
We can't afford it.
No. One must think of the future.
It's a normal thing.
To have one. One is, after all, having a future all the time. Now. And now. And now. And now. And now. Now.
Well, it could go on forever. Well, not forever, I suppose. Have you ever thought of yourself as actually dead, lying in a box with a lid on it?
No.
Nor do I, really. Silly to think of it. I mean, one thinks of it as being alive in a box. One forgets to take into account the fact that one is dead. Which should make a difference, shouldn't it? I mean, you would know you were in a box, would you? It would be like being asleep in a box. Not that I like to sleep in a box, mind you. Not without any air. You'd wake up dead. Then where would you be? Apart from inside of a box, that is. I mean, to say, I don't think about it. Be depressing, wouldn't it? Be stuffed in a box like that. You'd be in there forever, even taking into account the fact that you're dead. I mean, ask yourself, if I were to ask you, I'm going to stuff you in this box now, and would you prefer to be dead or alive? Naturally, you'd rather be alive. Life in a box is better than no life at all, I should expect. You could at least lie there thinking, well, at least I'm not dead. Someone's going to come along any moment now and bang on this lid and tell me to come out. Hey, you, what's the name? Come out.
You don't have to flog it to death.
I wouldn't think about it if I were you. You'd only get depressed. Eternity's a terrible thought, though. I mean, where's it going to end? Two early Christians chance to meet in heaven. So Doris cried one, what are you doing here? Doris Morris replied the other, I'm a bond of holiday. Talk to a grin in the face, they wouldn't come.
Blue, red, yellow, puce, purple.
A Christian, a Muslim, a Jew chanced to meet in a closed carriage. Silvertime cried the Jew, who's your friend? His name's Abdul, replied the Muslim, but he's no friend of mine since he became a convert. All right, we know you're in there. I'm talking. We've got no control. None at all. Whatever became of the first moment when one first knew about death? There must have been one. A moment in childhood when one first became aware that one doesn't go on forever. It must have been shattering, stamped into one's memory. But for the life of me, I can't remember it. What does one make of that? We must be born with the intuition of mortality. Before we know there are words for it, before we even know there are words, out we come, bloodied and squalling, for all the compasses in the world is only one direction, and time is its only measure. Christian and Muslim and a Jew and a lion and a chance to meet in a circus in the evening shining morning. We've been taken for granted. Well, I won't stand for it. Notice will be taken. That's it. I forbid anyone to enter. You can't come in. That's it. No way. No way. That's better.
And can you, by no drift of conference, get from him why he puts on this confusion, grating so harshly all these days of quiet, with a turbulent and dangerous lunacy?
Death and eternity. The first of worst worlds is a terrible thought.
Did he receive you well?
Most like a gentleman, madam.
But with much forcing of his disposition, ma'am.
The garb of question, but of our demands, most free in his reply.
Did you assay him to any pastime?
Oh, madam, it so happens that certain players we all wrought on the ways here. Of these we told them, and they did seem in him a kind of joy to hear of it. And they are here about the court, and have already ordered this knight to play before him.
'Tis most true. He beseeched me to entreat your majesty to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart, and it doth content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him a further edge, and drive his purpose into these delights.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither that he, and where by accident, may hear front Ophelia.
Off and on, in and out, they're coming at us from all sides.
You're never satisfied.
They're catching us on the trot. Why can't we go by them?
What would the difference be?
Well, I'm going. Oh, he's coming.
What's he doing?
Nothing.
He must be doing something.
Walking.
On his hands?
On his feet.
Stark naked?
Fully dressed.
Is he selling toffee apples?
Not that I.
You could be wrong.
I don't think so.
I can't for the life of me see how we're going to get him into conversation.
Nevertheless, this seems to me like an opportunity to grasp both hands. Yes, man to man, shoulder to shoulder. Something along the lines of a direct and formal approach. Yes, what's this all about your father and mother? Yes, this definitely looks like a chance to me. Never with the gift horse in the mouth. Do you see the whites of their teeth? Something like that. Yes, this definitely looks like a chance to me. Lord Hamlet!
President wrong, proudness. The pangs of the sky, love.
Well, Lord, that's our trouble. When it comes to the point, we succumb to their personality.
Fair Ophelia. In thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good my lord. How does your honour for this many a day?
I humbly thank you well. Well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours, that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honoured lord, you know right well you did. And your own words are so sweet, breath composed. It's made the things more rich, perfume lost. With these again, to the noble mind which his wax cold givers prove unkind.
You honest?
My lord!
How are you fair?
What means my lordship?
Like living in a public park.
Very satisfying. That direct, informal approach, grabbing by both hands, I thought it was going to stop things dead in their tracks there. May I make a suggestion? Sit down and shut up, stop being perverse.
Stand for it. Get to! Excuse me.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
What did she do?
I put my foot down.
My hand was on the floor.
You put your hand underneath her foot.
I thought.
Oh, what for?
Oh, don't leave me.
Okay, come on, we haven't got much time.
What are you doing?
Actually, if you would mind moving back a bit. Thank you. Bring it around. Stop the nose. Thank you. Okay, now we're not going to forget what we're supposed to be doing tonight, are we? Good. We always use the same costumes, you see. Well, almost always. And don't forget what it's supposed to be in. You're not going to do that tonight, are you? Oh, stop hanging your nose, Alfred, please! When queens do it, they do it by a cerebral process passed down in blood. Take the position for Act 1. Begin.
A full thing going to Stephen's cast!
No. Don't show first. Concentrate. They're a little rusty, but they always pick up marvelously with their depths. It brings out the poetry in them.
How nice.
There's nothing more unconvincing than an unconvincing
Yes, I'm
text.
sure.
Right, we'll try it again. Act 1, begin.
What's the dump check for?
Oh, it's a device. Really, it makes the actual colours. You see, we try down to a language which makes up in obscurity what it lacks in style.
Not exactly fraternal.
Not exactly avuncular as time goes on.
If thou dost marry, I'll give you this plague for my dowry. Thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calumny. To the nunnery go, farewell. If thou needs marry a fool. The wise men know what monsters you make of them. You dig, you amble, you nickname God's creatures and make your wantingness your ignorance. Go to, I'm no more on it. That made me mad. I say we have no more marriage. All those that are married, all but one, shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery go.
Here overthrown. The courtier's scholar sold his eye-tongue sword. The expectancy and rose of the fair state. The observed of all observers, quite down. And I of ladies most deject and wretched, and sucked the honey of his music vows. Now see that noble and most sovereign of reason, like sweet bells jangled out of time and harsh. Her unmatched form and feature of blown youth lost to be next to have seen what I have seen.
A full 30 times in Phoebus cast!
Gentlemen, it doesn't seem to be coming. We're not getting it at all. What did you think?
What was I supposed
Oh,
to
no,
think?
stop this! Think you're not.
There was a man standing on his saddle,
Now,
banging on
I
his
want
shoulder.
to concentrate
Keep back with spectators.
pace and passion. We'll have a look at Act 2.
I wasn't at the end.
Did that look like an ending to you? My goodness, no man over your dead body.
How am I supposed to take that?
Lying down. There is a design at work in all art. Surely you are aware of that. Everything must play itself out to logical, moral, and aesthetic conclusions.
And what's that in this case?
We aim at the point where everyone who is marked for death dies.
What?
Between just desserts and tragic irony, we are given quite a lot of scope for our particular talents. What do you think you're doing? Generally speaking, things have gone about as far as they can possibly go, and things have gotten about as bad as they can reasonably get.
But who decides?
It is written. Now, if you're going to get subtle, we'll miss each other in the dark.
I was referring to oral tradition. We are tragedians, you see. We follow directions. There is no choice involved.
The bad end unhappily, the good unluckily. That is what tragedy means. Okay, positions.
Having murdered his brother and wooed the widow, the poisoner mounts the throne. Here we see him and his queen get wind and I will not do that. What the hell not?
Well, these people come here expecting to be entertained. They don't expect sword and ignorance.
You're wrong, mate, they do. Murder, seduction,
And incest. What did you want?
jokes.
All a good story with a beginning and a middle and an end.
What about you?
I'd prefer art to marry life, if it's all the same to you.
Well, yes, it is on the set to me, actually. Oh, what a pain that you can dump yourself.
I come on next. Lucianus.
Nephew to the king. Lucianus, nephew to the king, usurped by his mother and shattered by his uncle. Usurped by his uncle and shattered by his mother's incestuous marriage. Throws the court into a turmoil as he alternates between bitter melancholy and unrestrained lunacy. Staggering from the suicidal to the homicidal. He confronts his mother in a scene of provocative ambiguity and begs her to repent and recant. Meanwhile, the king, haunted by guilt and tormented by fear, decides to dispatch his nephew to England and entrusts this undertaking to two smiling accomplices, friends, courtiers, to two spies, giving them a letter with which to present to the English court. And so they depart on board ship. And they arrive and disembark and present themselves before the English king. The English king! Aha, but where is the prince? Well, indeed, a twist of fate and cunning has put into their hands a letter which seals their death. Traitors hoist by their own petard. Oh, victims of the gods. We shall never know.
Well, if it isn't, I need to say, this is taking me back. When was it? I mean to say, it's been a long time since. When was it? I mean to say, I never forget a face. Not that I know yours, of course. No, you're quite wrong. You must have mistaken me for someone else, someone taller, perhaps.
Are you familiar with this play?
No.
A slaughterhouse! 8 corpses all told. Oh, it brings out the best in us.
You, what do you know about death?
It is what the actors do best. I have to exploit whatever talent is given to them. And their talent is dying. They can die heroically Comically, ironically, slowly, suddenly, disgustingly, charmingly, or from a great height. My own talent is more general, really. I derive significance from melodrama, the significance it doesn't in fact contain. But occasionally, from out of this matter, there escapes a thin beam of light that, if seen at the right angle, can crack the shell of mortality.
Is that all they do? Die?
No. Some of them kill beautifully. In fact, some of them kill better than they die. And the others die better than they kill. They're a team.
Which one's a which?
Oh, there's not much in it.
Actors. The mechanics of cheap melodrama. That isn't it. You stagger about and scream and fall to your knees, but that doesn't bring it home to anyone. It doesn't catch them unawares and start to whispering in their skull which says, one day you are going to die. You died so many times, how could anyone possibly believe in your death?
On the contrary, sir. It is the only kind they do believe in. I had an actor once, you know, who was condemned to hang for stealing a sheep or a lamb, I can't remember which. So I got permission to have him hanged in the middle of a play. I had to change the plot around a bit, but I thought it would be effective. And you just wouldn't believe it. He just wasn't convincing. It was impossible to suspend one's disbelief. Oh, and what with the audience jeering and throwing jackets at us all, well, the whole thing was a disaster. He just stood there and cried. Totally apparent. He did nothing but cry. It was an absolute waste of time. Audiences know what to believe in, and that is the only thing they're prepared to believe. Show.
No! No! You've got it all wrong. You can't act death. The fact of it is nothing to do with seeing it happen. It's not falling about. That isn't what makes it real. It's just a man failing to reappear, that's all. Now you see him, now you don't. That's the only thing that makes it real. A disappearance. Which slowly goes away. Until finally, it is heavy with death.
be east. I think we can assume that.
I'm assuming nothing.
No, it's the sun. I watched it come up.
Where?
There.
No, it was light all the time. What you did was open your eyes very, very slowly. If you'd been pointing back there, you'd be swearing that was east.
Oh, master prejudice.
I've been taken in before.
Rings a bell.
Yes, they're waiting to see what we're going to do next.
Good old east.
You know, as soon as we make a move, they're going to come charging in at us from all directions, shouting obscure obstructions, making ridiculous remarks, messing us around from here to breakfast, and getting our names wrong.
Oh, Guildenstern!
You're wanted.
Friends, Moco, join you with some further aid. Hamlet in madness had Polonius slain. From his mother's closet have he dragged him. Go seek him out, speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you hasten this. Come, Gertrude. We'll call up our wives and friends and let them know both what we mean to do.
Well,
Quite.
well.
Quite. Seek him out, etc. Well, that's a step in the right direction.
Didn't you like him?
Ooh,
Oh God, I hope all tears are shed for us.
well, it's progress, isn't it? Something positive to go on. Where does one begin?
That's a step in the right direction.
Is it? He could be anywhere.
All right, Tom. You go that way. I'll go this way.
Just a minute. I'll go that way and you go this way.
All right.
Right. Hold on. He might be violent. We ought to stick together.
Good point. I'll come with you.
Right. No. I'll come with you.
All right.
No. I'll come with you my way. Hold it. We both go. He could come here. Now that would be stupid, wouldn't it?
A very good point. I'll stay here. You go.
Right. I said. I just thought. He might be violent. We ought to stick together.
Good point. I'll stay here with you. Well, at least we're getting somewhere. Of course, he might not come back this way.
Oh, he'll come back.
How can you be so sure?
He'll come back. Mark my words.
We'll have some explaining to do.
Oh, he's coming.
What's he doing?
Oh, he's walking.
By himself?
No,
Who's he with?
that old man.
Is he walking?
No,
Not walking?
no.
Now, there's an opening if I've ever seen one. Let him walk into the trap. Ah!
What trap?
You stay there. Don't let him pass. Oh, my God. There's a limit to what two people can do.
He was dead.
Yes.
Properly.
Well, that's death, isn't it? He might come back this way. No. If we can't learn from experience, then what have we got?
Well, shall we give him a shout?
I thought we'd been through that.
Oh, Lord Hamlet!
I think so.
My Lord Hamlet!
Well,
Lord Hamlet! Oh! Lord Hamlet! What have you done with the dead body, my lord?
Compounded it with dust. To his skin.
You must tell us where it is, so we may take it hence and back to the chapel.
Believe it not,
What?
that I can keep your counsel and not mine own. Besides, to be demanded of a sponge. What replication should be made by the son of a king?
Take me for a sponge, my lord.
Aye, sir. It soaks up his countenance, his rewards, his authorities. But such men do the king best service in the end. He keeps them like an ape in the corner of his door. First mouth, last swallow.
Only but you have cleaned.
you shall be dry again.
I understand you not, my lord.
Glad of it. A knavish speech sleeps in a foolish ear.
You must tell us where the body is, my lord. Come with us to the king.
The body is with the king. The king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord.
Oh, nothing. Bring me to him. Bring me to him. King.
Come now,
Where the body is bestowed, my lord, we cannot flee from him.
But where is he?
Oh, about, my lord. Gathered to know your pleasures.
Then bring him before us.
Ho! Bring him, my lord. That's that then.
And yet it doesn't seem enough. To have breathed such significance, and what was it all for? And why us? Anybody could have done. We have contributed nothing.
Well, it was a trying experience while it lasted, but they're done with us now.
Done what?
I don't tend to understand. Frankly, if they won't tell us, that's their affair. I'm glad it's the last time we see of him. Oh!
I knew it hadn't finished.
What else?
We're taking him to England.
Oh.
What's he doing?
Talking.
To himself? Is he alone?
No, he's with a soldier.
But he's not talking to himself, is he?
No. There it is again, that music. Oh, they'll have us hanging around here till we're dead.
All I ask is a change of ground.
Give us this day our daily pound. The summer won't last. Oh.
But sir, whose powers are these?
They are of Norway, sir,
What purpose?
against some kind of Poland.
Who commands them?
The nephew of Norway, Fortinbras.
It will be spring, and then winter. Oh.
It's autumnal.
No leaves.
No, autumnal. Nothing to do with leaves. It has to do with a certain brownness at the edge of the day. Brown is creeping up on us, take my word for it. Russets. And tangerine shades of old gold flushing the outside centres. Burnt umber and parchments of baked earth reflecting through itself and on itself, filtering the light. At such times, somewhere, fiery pured leaves might fall, purely by coincidence. Yesterday was blue like smoke. There it is again.
It is.
That music.
I humbly thank you, sir.
God guide you, sir.
Will it please you to go, my lord?
I'll be with you straight. You go a little before.
Is he still there?
Yes.
What's he doing?
Talking.
To himself?
Yes. He said we can go. Come on, let's go. Come on.
I'd like to know where I am. Even if I don't know where I am, I'd like to know that. If we go, there's no knowing.
No knowing what?
It will come back.
We don't want to come back.
That may very well be true, but do we want to go?
We'll be free.
I don't know. It's the same sky.
Well, we've come this far, and anything can happen yet. Oh,
That's dreadful. Ah!
oh.
Are you there?
Where?
Oh, a flying star.
Is that you?
Yes.
How do you know?
Oh, for God's sake.
We're not finished yet.
Well, we're here, aren't we?
Are we? I can't see a thing.
You can still think, can't you?
I think so.
You can still speak.
What shall I say? say.
Don't bother. You can still feel, can't you?
Ah, there's life in me yet.
What are you feeling?
A leg. Yes, it feels like my leg.
How does it feel?
Dead.
Dead?
I can't feel a thing.
We'll give it a pinch.
Ow, sorry.
Well, at least it's been better.
We're on a boat. Dark, isn't it?
Not for night.
No, not for night.
It's dark for day.
Oh, yes, dark.
We must have gone north, of course.
Of course.
Land of the midnight sun, that is.
Of course. I think it's getting light. Not this far north.
Unless we're off course.
Of course. I think it's getting lighter. It'll be night this far north. We'll have to go to sleep.
Are you tired?
No, I don't think I can take it. Sleep all night, can't see a thing all day. Those Eskimos must have a quiet life.
Where?
What?
I thought you... I've begun to lose all capacity for doubt. I don't think I could even rise to a bit of gentle skepticism at the moment.
Well, shall we stretch our legs
I
then?
feel like stretching my legs.
Well, I'll stretch them for you. Right, come on. Oh, we can stretch each other's that way before we don't go anywhere.
Somebody might come in.
In where?
Out here.
In out here?
On deck.
Nice bit of blank, that.
Yes, I'm rather fond of boats myself. I like the way they're contained. Don't have to worry about which way to go or whether to go at all for that matter. The question doesn't arise because we're on a boat, aren't we? Boats are safe areas in the game of tag. Players must hold their position until the music starts. Yes, I think I'll spend most of my life on a boat.
Well, very healthy.
Yes, 1 is 3 on a boat. Time, relatively
Well, what's it like?
rough.
I think I'm going to be sick.
No, other side of things. Speak, exemplarize, and yet we have not been cut loose. Our truancy is still defined by one fixed star, and our drift merely represents a slight change in angle to it. Free to take the moments, toss them around until the moments pass, a short dash here, a quick exploration there, but we are brought round full circle to the single immutable fact that we, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, bearing a letter from one king to another, are taking Hamlet to England.
He's there.
What's he doing?
Sleeping.
It's all right for him.
What is?
He can sleep.
It's all right for
He's
him.
got us now.
He can sleep.
It's all done for him.
He's got us now.
And we have got nothing. All I ask is my common due.
For those in peril on the
If this
sea.
day our daily queue.
What now?
What do you mean?
Nothing's happening.
We're on a boat.
I'm aware of that.
Then what do you expect?
You psycho me.
Sift through scraps of information, trying to remember directions that we can hardly separate from instinct.
Come on, cheer up. Come on again, eh? Come on. Come again. Ready?
Ready.
Yes. There you go. Come on. Be happy. Come on. Oh, again. Very lucky. Hey. Oh, again. This is your lucky day.
You had money in both hands.
Yes.
What's the point of that?
I wanted to make you happy.
How much did he give you?
Who?
The king. He gave us some money.
How much did he give you?
I asked him first.
He gave me the same as you.
He wouldn't discriminate between us.
How much did he give you?
The same.
How do you know?
You just told me. How do you know?
He would discriminate between the two of us.
Even if he could.
Which he never could.
He couldn't even be sure of getting us mixed up.
Without mixing us up.
Why don't you say something original? No wonder this thing's getting so stagnant. You don't take me up on anything. You just repeat it in a different order.
I can't think of anything original to say. I'm only good in support.
Tired of taking the run.
It must be your domineering personality. Oh, what's going to become of us?
Don't try. I'll make sure I'm all right.
We're not having to go on.
We're taking Hamlet to each other. What for? Where have you been? I know. You deserve it.
When?
We take him to the king.
The king? Is he expecting us?
Well, no.
Oh,
We give him a letter.
the letter?
Yes, you remember the letter.
Do I?
Everything is contained in the letter. We count on that.
Is that it then?
What?
We take Hamlet to the English king, hand over the letter. What then?
Well, there may be something in it to keep us going for a while.
And if not,
And that's it, we're finished.
at loose ends?
Yes.
Are there likely to be loose ends? Who is English king?
That depends on when we get there.
What do you think it says?
Oh,
This letter.
greetings, expressions of loyalty, asking in of favors, calling in of debts, obscure promises balanced by vague threats, diplomacy, regards to the family.
And about Hamlet?
Oh, yes.
And us, the full story.
I would say so.
So we've got a letter that explains everything.
You've got it. What's the matter?
The letter!
Have you got it?
Do I? Where would I put it?
You couldn't have lost it.
I must have!
That's funny, I thought he gave me the letter.
Oh, perhaps he did.
But you seem so sure it was you who hadn't got it.
It was me who hadn't got it.
But if you didn't have it in the first place, how could you hadn't got it?
I admit it's very confusing.
This is called getting rather undisciplined. The night, the boat, the sense of isolation, all these induce a loosening of concentration. We must not lose control. Play now. Now, either you have lost the letter, or you didn't have the letter to lose in the first place. In which case, the king never gave you the letter. In which case, the king gave me the letter. In which case, I would have put it in my hat. In which case, here it is.
Well, now that we found it, what were we looking for?
We thought it was lost.
No. Something else.
No.
We've lost attention.
What tension?
What was the last thing I said before we wandered off?
When was that?
I can't remember.
Oh, God, this is a shambles. We're just not getting anywhere.
Not even England. I don't believe in it.
What?
England!
Just a conspiracy of cartographers.
I don't believe in it. I tried to picture us arriving. A little harbour, perhaps. Inhabitants to point the direction. Then riding for a day, for a fortnight. Then the palace, and the English king. But my mind remains a blank. No slipping off the map.
No, you don't believe anything until it's happened. And it all has happened, hasn't it?
No, we're drifting down time, clutching at straws. But what good's a brick to a drowning man?
Don't give up. It can't be long now, surely.
Oh, I wish I was dead. Do you think Jack could possibly be a boat?
No. Death is not. Death isn't. You get my meaning? Death is the ultimate negative. Not being. You can't not be on a boat.
I frequently not been on boats.
No, what you've been is not on boats.
I wish I was dead. I'm gonna jump over the side. That'll put a spoke in their wheel.
Unless they're counting on it.
I shall remain on board. That'll put a spoke in their wheel. All right, we don't doubt. We don't question. We perform. But a line must be drawn somewhere. And I'd like to put it on record that I have no confidence in England. Even if it's true, it would only be another shambles.
I don't see why.
Well, we won't know what to say to the king when we get there.
Well, I'll tell you what we say. What we say is, Your Majesty, we have arrived.
Who are you?
We are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to win.
Never heard of you.
Nobody special.
What's your game name?
Finish. We come from Denmark.
What do you want?
Oh, nothing. We have our instructions to bring Hamlet.
First I've heard of it.
Oh, you've heard of Hamlet.
Hamlet? What? Oh, I've heard of him, all right. And I want no part of it. You marching in with so much as a violin and expect me to take any lunatic to try to pass on me. We have a letter! So you have? Well, see what's in your letter then. Well, it seems to substantiate your story as such. It's an exact command from the King of Denmark to the King of England for several different reasons, importing Denmark's help, and England's too, that upon reading this letter without delay, you should have Hamlet's head cut off. The sun's going down. It'll be night soon.
Do you think so?
I'm only making conversation. We're his friends.
How do you know that?
Brought up with him from younger days.
You only have their word for it.
But that's what we depend on.
Yes. Yes. And then again, no. Let's get things into proportion here. Shoot, if you like. But they're going to kill him. Well, he is a man. His mortal death comes to us all, etc., so he's going to die soon. Or to take the social point of view, he is just one man among many. So his death would well be in reason and consequence. Or to put it another way, what's so bad about death? As Socrates so philosophically put it, if we don't know what death is, it is illogical to fear it. It could be very nice. It certainly is a release from the burden of life. And to the godly, it is a haven and a reward. Or to put it another way, we're just little men. We don't know the ins and outs of the matter. There are wheels within wheels, etc. It would be presumptuous of us to think that we can fiddle with the designs of fate, or even kings. All in all, I think we'd be both advised to be well enough alone here. Hold up the leg. That's it. Nice and neat now. They won't notice the broken steel, assuming we're in character.
What was it all for?
Don't apply logic.
You never harmed anyone.
Or justice.
It's awful.
It is awful, yes. But for a while there, I thought it was going to be a lot worse.
Let me see if I've got this straight. We, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, brought up with him from younger days, are summoned and arrive, and are asked to glean what afflicts them, and to draw on to pleasures, such as a play, which is abandoned in some confusion, owing to certain nuisances outside of our appreciation, which, among other causes, among other effects, arises a certain homicidal tendency in Hamlet, whom we are escorting to England for his own health. Good. I think we're on top of it now. Let's get some rest, okay?
Good night.
Good night. Don't snore. That must be east. I'm assuming nothing. That must be east. Unless, of course, that's west. Unless, of course, well, of course. In which case it would be night. The king gave me the same as you. The king gave you the same as me. The king never gave me the letter. The king gave you the letter. We don't know what's in the letter. We take Hamlet to the English king, it depending on who he is when we get there. And we hand over the letter, which may or may not have something in it to keep us going. If not, we're at loose ends. If there are loose ends, I don't think we've missed any chances. Not that we're getting much help. If we stop breathing, we vanish. There it is!
Yes, but what is it? At last, out of the void, a sound! While on a boat, admittedly, outside the action. Admittedly, the perfect and absolute silence of the wet and lazy slap of water against water, the rolling creak of timber, gives rise at once to the speculation or rather hope that something is about to happen. A piper has Percy's lips against the woodwind, his fingers and thumbs governing, shall we say, the vintages. The pipe, as the saying goes, gives forth most eloquent music. A thing like this, it could change the course of events. Go and see what it is.
It's someone playing the pipe.
Yes, we'll go and find him.
What for?
I don't know, request a tune.
Why?
Quickly, before we lose our momentum.
There's something happening. It quite escaped my attention. Where's that music coming from?
We have for the while secured, or blundered into, a release for the while. Other wheels are turning, but they're not our concern. Spontaneity and whim are the orders of the day. We can breathe, we can relax, we can do what we like and say what we like, to whomever we like, without restrictions.
Within limits, of course.
Or certainly within limits.
Compulsion towards philosophical introspection is his chief characteristic. If I may put it like that, that's not to say he's mad. That's not to say he isn't. Which may or may not be a kind of
It
madness.
really boils down to symptoms. Pregnant replies, mystical illusions, mistaken identities, arguing his father and his mother, that sort of thing. Forgoing of exercise, imitations of suicide, lots of mirth, hints of claustrophobia, inhibitions of prison, implications of camels, chameleons, catmons, whales, weasels, hawks, handfuls, fiddles, ripples, evasions, amnesia, paranoia, mopia, daydreaming, stabbing of his elders, insulting his parents, scorning of his lover, and appearing hatless in public. Northing round like a knock-kneed, drip-stocking schoolboy, which at his age is coming on a bit strong, don't you think?
And talking to himself.
And talking to himself. Where does that leave us?
She's the player.
Her play offended the king,
Offended the king.
who orders her arrest.
Orders her arrest.
So she escapes,
On a boat.
where she meets
Guildenstern.
and Rosencrantz, oh, forget it, taking Hamlet
Who also offended the king.
and killed Polonius
Offended the king in a variety of ways.
to England. Where does that leave us?
Incidents. Incidents. That's all we're getting. Incidents. Is it too much to ask for a little sustained action? Off my head! They're gone. That was close. I never thought quicker.
Have they gone? I don't think I've seen you think quick.
Where's Hamlet?
Once more, alone, on our own resources,
What do you mean? Where is he?
gone.
Gone where?
We were dead lucky there.
If that's the word I'm looking for.
Dead.
Oh, lucky.
Is he dead?
Who knows?
He's not coming back.
Hardly.
He's dead as far as we're concerned then.
Well, we are as far as he is.
But he can't. We've got a letter. It's...
Yes, I must congratulate you on the unambiguity of your situation.
You don't understand it. The letter, it contains... It's pointless today.
Pirates can happen to anybody.
The English king knows that. Take
Can't see! The pirates, they left us home and high and dry, fight, and the pirates left us high and dry!
There.
Nothing will be resolved without him. We need Hamlet for our release. What are we supposed to do?
This.
Oh, well. Say it again then.
Safe for what?
Oh, sun's going down. That's east. Then that must be north. Unless, of course...
Shut up! I'm sick to death of it. What good do you think conversation's going to do us now?
Oh, I'll bet you all the money I've got, the year of my bet doubles an even number.
No!
Your bet?
No! We've travelled too far, and our momentum has taken over. We amble towards eternity without possibility of reprieve or hope of explanation.
Be happy! If we can't be happy, what's the use in surviving? We'll go on
Go where?
to England.
England! That's a dead end. I never believed in it anyway.
All you've got to do is to make a report, and that'll be it, surely.
Enter it, will you? What do you see? A shore? A harbour, say? Local inhabitants, and we walk up to one of them and say, "Excuse me, can you tell me where the English king is, please?" And they say, "No problems. You just walk down this road, turn right at Stratford-upon-Avon." I just don't believe any of it.
It doesn't sound very plausible.
And even if we come face to face, what do we say?
We say we've arrived.
Who are you?
We're Rosencrantz Guildenstern.
Which is which?
Well, I'm...
What do you want with me? Who are all these people?
Well, we were bringing Hamlet.
I don't begin to understand. You come up out of the blue with some cock and bull story about Hamlet pirates, and then you come to me expecting some sort of...
Oh, we got the letter!
A letter, yes. Let's see what you have in your letter. Dear King of England, as Denmark's England's faithful tributary, as love between them like a power might flourish, etc., that upon reading of this letter, without delay of any sort, you should have those bearers Rosencrantz and Guildenstern's head cut off.
You can come out now. They're gone. Come on, come on. Trust me. They're gone.
Where we went wrong was getting on a boat. Yes, that's it. We can move about, of course, run around, but our movements are contained in a larger one that carries us on as inexorably as the wind and the current.
They've had it in for us, right from the very beginning. Who would have ever thought that we were so important?
Why? Was it all for this? Who are we that so much should converge in our little depths? Who are we?
You are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. That is enough.
That is not enough. To be told so little to such an end, and then to be denied an explanation.
In our experience, most things end in death.
Your experience. Actors! I'm talking about that! And you don't know about that, and you can't act it. You die 1,000 casual deaths, but none with the intensity that squeezes out life. No blood runs cold anywhere. Because even as you die, you know you'll come back in a different way. I'm talking about death. And death is an applause. It's not encores. Death is just a silence and a pile of second-hand clothes. And that's death. If we have our destiny, then so did she have. And if this is to be ours, then let that be hers. And if we are to be denied an explanation, then so too can she.
Come now, gentlemen. No applause, really. What did you think? You see, it is the only kind they believe in. It is what is expected. For a minute there, you thought I cheated.
It was very good. Quite convincing. Chap, be convinced. How about you? She was amazing. Oh, you method actress. Amazing.
Deaths for ages and occasions! Deaths by convulsion, suspension, head-on collision, execution, incision, nuclear radiation, asphyxiation, and malnutrition.
and in the winter of our years. The dark. The dark. Comes
She'll never die.
No. No, not for us. Not like that. Death is not romantic. And dying is not a game that will soon be over. Death is not. Death isn't. Death is the endless time of never coming back. A gap you can't see. And when the wind blows, you can't hear a sound.
Is that it then? Is it? The sun's going down. Or the earth's coming up as a fashionable theory might have it. Not that it makes any difference. What was it all about? When did it begin? They're not going to come on and drag us off, are they? We're still young, fit, we've got years. We didn't harm anyone, did we? We didn't hurt anyone.
I can't remember.
Oh, I'm glad that's over. Good. Frankly, I'm relieved.
Starting from scratch, there was a man standing on a saddle, banging on our shutters, our names, called, Lorna. There must have been a time at the beginning when we could have said no! I guess we missed it. Rosencrantz. Guildenstern. I guess we'll know better next time. Now you see me, now you.
It's Rosemary. That's for remembering. Pray you love remember. It's pansies. That's for thoughts. It's fennel for you. The columbines. And there's room for you. Oh, honey. You should wear your room with a difference. With a daisy. Give you some violets that they have withered. He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. At his head a grass green turf, at his heels a stone. No, he'll not come again. No, he is dead. Go to thy dead bed. He will never come again.
Eternity is a terrible thought.
I mean, where's it going to end?